Ashlyn. All right, so let me know if there's anything going on with the stream. Let me know if there's any issues going on with the video currently, because I haven't thrown the stream up in a while. I'm not feeling throwing up a what's the word, a cam right now. Let me see if I can. There we go. Turn that off. Turn that little weird little screen off. Um, so the game's pretty. I really like how this game's based. Just the way the stat attributes work and the aptitudes and all this. It's interesting. Um, do you have any kind of, so we can go melee based, we can go intelligence based, and we can go personality like charm based. I'm playing on hard, so that's a good thing to keep in mind. Um, do you have any do you have any idea on what you want to go? Do you want to go melee? Do you want to go um like personality? Do you want to go intelligence or anything like that? What do you want to go? And if you charm, all right. I figured I'm always charm based too. So basically, the way this point system works is that having an average is good. It means you have no negatives, but you also have no severe positives. Thank you, Connor. That's charm. Um, so adding charm to good increases a basic like thing, right? Going high does the same thing. Going very
Even your
high
frozen body has a winning
gives you a
smile.
huge buff, right? So we'll go very high. That basically means that my companion's abilities are wildly strong. It basically means that I can spam their abilities. Their abilities are pretty good in the sense that it's like a free stun, usually, and stuff like that. Stuns in this game can be pretty big, especially on harder difficulties. Um, so we have Charm maxed out. What else should we do? Temperament basically just means that temperament's more of like it's almost like Constitution. So now that I've maxed out Charm, what else should I add to it?
High blood pressure. Could keep you from blacking out at least.
Huh. So if you take an average off down, he says something.
Rather anemic, but at least you'll fit in. Two left feet, huh? No matter, bored outlawed dancing years ago. I'll have to use smaller words around you. Oh dear, your corrective lenses need corrective lenses. You've been commonly described as odious and boorish.
Do you want to just do maxed out charm and intelligence?
If I can't save your body, I must at least save your brain.
So let me explain the premise of Outer Worlds a little bit. You live in, or you exist in imagine capitalism times 10 billion. Okay, um, life is fucking awful. They give drugs to people so that it's very hard to explain now that I say it out loud, but it's capitalism times a bajillion. This is the future that libertarians want. That's a great example. Um, so we have very very high crit and we have high companions. Should we do um, long guns? Is what it's recommending. Essentially, what long guns are like snipers and just rifles in general. That's probably what we're going to roll with, just because the crit hit
Let's
is
see, what do we have
huge.
here?
So we'll do that. All right, so that's our stats. We're very, very smart and very charming. You'll see the story. The story is amazing. This game probably has one of the best stories I've ever played, just because I love it. I think it's so quirky and it's so just fun to do. Skills. So skills obviously react the same way they do in every game. One sec. There's a tornado forming in our area. That's not good. So no melee basically means that you can still use melee weapons. You just suck dick at them. Ranged. Um, so increasing a stat gives you like crit chance and whatnot, but it also gives you special stuff like 20, 40, 60, and 80, and that increases parts. Um, while guns are very important, most situations can be handled differently. Like there's combat, and you do need combat to get through the game. So it is important to shut up. You have
A
to increase
gunslinger.
certain stats at
Oh,
a
they're
time.
going to tell stories about you from here to Hephaestus.
So this time around, I would like to increase companions. Um, let's see here. I have 2 points available. So dialogue,
You could make a
obviously.
vicar doubt the law.
And then I don't. Oh, Tinker is super fucking important. I'm probably gonna go Tech next. I don't know. Lockpicking gives you so much money. Yeah, I'm gonna go Tech next.
At last, a kindred spirit.
All right. So aptitude. Essentially, this is your job, okay? And give me an idea on what you want my job to be. What's the character that we're building here? Jobs give you a small bonus effect, but it doesn't do enough to actually give you anything worthwhile. So what do you want my job to be? Mascot? Where is it? Tossball team
the
mascot?
damage to your soul may be irreparable.
There isn't a problem in all the cosmos that Team Spirit and a big stick couldn't solve. Your last major head injury in the field knocked some extra cheer into you, and you've been a rising star in the Tossball's competitive mascot food chain ever. It doesn't matter that no one knows your face under the mask, you share glory with the team. I'm just gonna do randomize. I think randomize is always really funny. Hmm. That's pretty funny. Make a Chad character? Okay, I'll do that instead. Two, probably. A little bit of a tan. I need to see hair first. I think hair is what's gonna clean the whole thing together. So one. man bun. The man bun really spells for me as a modern Chad. 22. No, you're good. This looks like Dalton. Oh, here we go. I think that's about as Chad as I'm gonna get here. Man bun with the crazy mustache. Customize your character, don't be shy. Alright, I need a name. Tell Ashlyn and Yella what his name is. Or have you type it out. Ryan Hurd. Alright, so this is what we're looking at. This is the summary of Ryan. Alright, average. average. Highly intelligent. Dude's a fucking genius. Perception, average. Ryan Chadworthy. Okay, hold on. I will go back. Escape back. There we go. Almost out of characters, but perfect. Highly intelligent. Dude's an absolute genius. High charm. Dude was the tossball team mascot. Alright. When Ashlyn gets the chance, I do need an opinion
Looks
on.
to be your lucky
I need
day,
to
my
fucking
friend.
eat some candy. One sec. Enjoy the cutscene.
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down 50%. Skip drive.
Shit.
inoperable.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
So, essentially, you were on a ship that went into, like, everyone went into cryo sleep to live, and you're gone for 70
Is this
years.
thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
So, I need an opinion from Ashlyn on how she wants this game ran. Am I doing, like, hyper good? Am I doing, like, fairly evil, very evil, morally gray? Should I do just whatever benefits me the most? Like, basically, so I don't have to ask her input on every single decision here. I need her opinion on that. Should I just be a complete dickhead? Like, what am I looking for here exactly?
Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to
Chad
plant
is
the
selfish.
beacon and move away.
So just
not
whatever
stand there
benefits me
holding
the
it.
most.
Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste.
Gotcha. So
Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship.
I-
Better you than the board, huh? Not sure
I got you.
trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on
So-
my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
there's a lot of talking in this game. Like there's a very, very high amount of dialogue in this game, and a lot of like world building, like a shit ton of world building. That's probably the biggest thing I like about this game, but it also is an exhausting thing to stream. So we'll see how that goes. He put me on a fucking little teeny tiny spacecraft, I forget what they're called, emergency pod, and sent me down this planet to try to meet up with this guy who stood next to the thing, and it landed on him and fucking obliterated him. So he's fucking dead. So, you know, Ryan has already one death on his hands here. I forgot that was a thing. Whoops. One sec. I need to turn off the lights in this area. It's fucking with me. Sorry, I'm back. Too much light was making me fucking dizzy. His legs are gone. He's got drugs. Fuck you, dog.
You see now, you've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Oh. Broke my leg. So Adreno is essentially health kits. And the way Adreno, or it's just, you know, it's basically like a, what's that fucking medicine that they give for people who are allergic? The pen essentially is administered through using an inhaler. That's how you get your health back.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings.
So they don't believe in like a god, essentially, necessarily. They believe in law. So they'll say, oh, law. It's really fucking cringe. They also have all these weird laws that they follow. Most of the laws are placed by the company that they work for, and companies are essentially countries instead. So I can help patch him up, but I don't know who he is, so I'm not going to do that yet.
Oh, we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Not that I deserve to be. Can't even deliver a company slogan. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
So he knows that a ship landed here illegally. You're an idiot. Give me your gun before you get yourself killed.
Yeah, you sound a lot like my lieutenant. Here, hope this gun
He
serves
just
you
handed
better
me
than
his
it did
pistol
me.
over.
All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the
You
Vale.
deserve
Be sure to stop by a Provisioner's for a can of our famous Saltuna.
So Edgewater is named Edgewater because it's like a frontier town essentially. And the only thing that they produce out of here is salt tuna, which is just what it is. It's salty tuna. Like that's all they eat here. That's all they produce here. It's kind of like that town from what was that fucking town called? That town in Clyde with a Chance of Meatballs, where that's all they can eat and make and shit. It's pretty bad.
The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something?
No,
Don't
Ashlyn,
take this the
this
wrong
guy's
way
not
or
an
nothing, but
advertisement.
I'm not
Every
allowed to
single
fraternize with
living,
Cleo
every
workers.
single person
Company
is an
policy.
advertisement. It tells me I can attack. That's so funny. Some food, some bread. Hey, so I think I would do better if I had this guy's armor or something, you know? Can I talk to him again?
It's not the...
Nope. I'll just knock him out. Oh, I healed.
I just
No,
need to catch
stop.
up.
I don't want to talk to him. How do I melee? What's my melee button? Alt Z. Thanks. Hold on. Oh. What's my melee button? Settings. T. Oh. He died. That was not the intention. There we go. Oh. You know, sometimes things just happen. Does this have to explode or can I pick it up? Nope, it's gotta explode. Damn.
Damn it, my ears! Ugh.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to.
Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the... This...
So, essentially, you learn you've developed a tactical time dilation due to complications from being alive, revived. Tactical time dilation works the same way bullet time does in like Max Payne and other games where you slow down. Standing still makes your tactical time dilation drain a lot slower. Moving and attacking makes it drain way faster, and it just develops over time. Something else about this game is that you develop flaws. So I'm thinking that I keep all flaws because you get bonus like skill points and stuff for taking flaws. So we'll see what happens there. I might do that. Marauders are basically just bandits. There's a lot of like food and drink in this game. Essentially, hacking requires a skill, and then it also requires items. So it's very expensive to hack stuff if you don't have a decent hacking skill, which sucks. But it also makes sense. helmet now. I like that look better. Heal. The higher your medicine, the more you heal. It's very basic RPG shit. Oh, damage. Ow. So there's Hawthorne's ship, the smuggler who was supposed to help me.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed! Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry, dude. So, I don't want to tell her that I found that dude in the cave.
You pulling my limb? I mean, yeah, of course. Marauders. Bunch of addle-brained derelicts. I could round them up all by myself. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some.
Ha! So, I can say, are you guys usually pussies? And that's the nice way, right? Are you guys usually pussies? I can lie and be like, oh, it's probably the Marauders. You can tell them that's your ship. Or I could say, I guess I'll have to give you a 0 on my customer satisfaction survey. Basically because she's like being a pussy about not dealing with the Marauders. I'm going to tell her that I'm going to give her a 0 on her satisfaction survey.
Seriously? But those Marauders will...
Because corporations.
You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those Marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
I love this game. It's so fucking goofy. I'm not taking any part of the... Oh my god, they're cleaning house, bro. Oh.
I just earned a fine bonus. This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
Done moving.
This is gonna take a lot
Right.
of paperwork.
Go on the ship.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder.
Welcome aboard the Unreliable.
Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction.
There's just a lot to read. I think that's the big part, is like if you can't handle all the reading and the dialogue, that it gets not fun. And it's very easy to drop because of that. So it's got a very hard replay value because of that.
Jettison procedures initiated. Please engage in airlocks. Prepare to reject all boarding parties in
Look at her eyes.
4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne.
Your captain's a red smear under my escape pod.
I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
Okay, but I'm not Hawthorne. Hawthorne is dead.
I understand. You are speaking metaphorically. You wandered outside this ship and experienced a permanent, life-changing encounter. The old you is dead. Welcome back, Captain Hawthorne. I extend felicitations and congratulations on your life-changing experience.
You don't understand. My name is Ryan Chadworthy.
I understand. You are going undercover with an alias. I will update my discretion protocol accordingly. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced.
I do not, in fact, like shrimp. I doubt I'll find a part like that just sitting in the garage.
Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new captain's identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time.
I know.
This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
So she literally cannot think. She cannot take orders from anyone else but Captain Hawthorne because that's her programming. But if she just acknowledges that I'm Captain Hawthorne, she can fall. Like, you know, it's. She's trying to bypass her own protocols.
It is difficult for me to do so. I am programmed to accept commands from Captain Alex Hawthorne, after all. Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
We leveled up. Alright, so I'd say the big thing that I want to do is dialogue, of course. We'll do 5 in dialogue. And then I don't know, my science is pretty high. Need that engineering. Do that right there, just 1 extra point. Combat dialogue. And then perks. So there are perks in this game too, and some of them are insanely strong and super helpful. Like the carrying capacity is pretty good. The base health increase is pretty huge. Let's see here. I'm gonna go with base health for right now.
Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown.
Oh my god. I forgot how annoying it is that
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your
health
ship,
doesn't
would it?
regen very
Because
quickly.
you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
You got it all wrong. I'm a Starship Safety Inspector. I don't have a job.
Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me. I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Not just anyone is chosen to enforce landing regulations, you know? I had to fill out
This
4
is
whole
gonna
forms.
take a lot of paperwork.
I didn't get any guns, did I? Got a big stick. Oh my god, I'm getting my ass kicked. This pistol sucks. No fucking machine guns? Come on. Oh shit, I slept way too long. That's okay, whatever.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Running around in a marauder's attire. You're liable to give some people the wrong idea.
Not my problem if you get the wrong idea about me.
Just passing you a fair warning is all. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices. I am employed by the Retirement Department of Spacer's Choice. That's fancy talk for working in the cemetery. Name's Silas, junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Junior in humor, fancy title for a gravedigger.
Hey, I earned that fancy title. Started off a lowly junior gravesite builder, then junior interment engineer. Oh, and I was a junior burial assistant for a time.
Yeah, you seem pretty old to be a junior anything.
The rate I've been working, I'm bound to earn a promotion. Must be about 50, 60 burials away from associate in humor.
I'm looking to make a little money while I'm
Got
here.
a knack for being discreet-like? There's money to be made, long as you keep your nose clean. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
You're making people pay for their own graves?
Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet
You have to
under,
rent
free
your
of charge.
fucking grave. That's fucked. Why can't you collect them yourself?
Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know?
Alright, I'll collect your fees.
4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
Why is Abernathy a special case?
He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
Where can I find these people?
Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
Something else I wanted to ask you.
Yeah?
How long have you been a junior incuber gravedigger or
Hang
whatever?
on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the 1... all my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees.
Use a lot of people in Marauders?
Former people, yeah. Marauders been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards.
What? What are they after?
Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those Marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna duck my pay.
This town must be in pretty bad shape if
You
you're
could
employed.
look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds.
You're not worried about falling
Every
sick?
now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed.
Who do I talk about a power regulator?
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Yeah.
I think that's it. Have you already news about the Hope?
Colony
The
ship?
Hope was my ship.
Are you talking about that old rumor? Some great big starship packed full of colonists what got lost in the Aether never to be found again? Ain't heard that one since I was but a stripling. Can't say it was terribly convincing far as rumors go. There a reason you asking? All right, easy now. No need to get your hackles up. Maybe you've been out in the sun too long. Why don't you head over to the cantina? Get yourself some zero-G brew. It's a brew that's good for what ails you.
Basically, anytime someone says like a product, they have to say the slogan.
No, this is sounding like sedition. I'm not too keen on getting clapped in irons because you wouldn't stop running your mouth. Look, I don't know what's got you caterwauling about Hope this and Colony that, but you need to stop, or there's gonna be trouble.
Where's the trouble in asking a question?
Or don't much care for folk running their mouths, spreading hoaxes and the like. Frankly, neither do I.
I'll leave you be, buddy.
Huh? What? I wasn't dozing off.
Two spaces to special your subscription to the Inhumors Association letter is expired. I'd like to invite you to renew your subscription. Act now, and we'll throw in a copy of our newest publication, Shovels, Gazette, and Quarterly. Edgewater Cemetery is property of Spacer's Choice Company. The Spacer's Choice family takes care of their own from cradle to grave. Gravesite plots and headstones provided by Spacer's Choice at an affordable rate. Comfortable, spacious plots, custom engraved headstones, and monograms. Complimentary eulogy, courtesy of the Order of Scientific Inquiry. Let your spirit rest in the privacy of Spacer Choice's brand gravesite. Theodore Granger. Industrial accident. Successfully interred into gravesite 13F. Gravesite fees paid and accounted. Inhumors addendum. Teddy's corpse was missing a hand. Deducted 5 bits from gravesite fee because I'm a kindly fellow. What's that? Striptease? Shovel. Wait, oh, I need that.
distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler.
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be seen around me.
She's sick.
Because I'm sick. You don't want to associate with people in the sick house. We're not worth your time. I'm in about as much trouble as I can be. No reason you ought to be tarnished by association. People are gonna talk. The walls talk, is all. We all got sights on each other. Any of us breaks company protocol, boss is gonna hear about it from 6 different mouths. Maybe you don't know this, but there's a real simple reason you don't talk to the plagued. You don't want what we've got. Don't. Please. I could get into a lot of trouble.
You obviously need help.
That's kind of you to say, I suppose. But I don't need help. What I need is to understand my own folly. Company always tells us, weak spirits lead to weak bodies. If I didn't want to fall sick with plague, maybe I should have worked harder. Maybe I should have taken more pride in my work.
That's ridiculous. You can't blame yourself because you fell sick.
I really wish you wouldn't say those sorts of things. I told you once already. People could be listening. I'm feeling a touch faint. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a spell.
Oh shit, that dude's dead. Nice. Nice. Upgrade. Oh, fuck. Oh, wait, no one was looking very good. It's a little upgrade. And now I look a lot more casual. Shut that door. Take some drugs. Get out of the bathroom. Some more drugs.
Something's not right. No prisoners! One down!
What is happening? It says barbershop. Oh, I have to collect money from this guy. Let me turn that quest on.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with
Conrad,
germs.
little bitch.
Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
I can show you my hands.
No, thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Burial, in the unfortunate event of a fatality. It's what a barber does. We make you presentable.
Speaking of burials, Silas sent me to collect your fees.
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
You mean you're broke?
As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
That's some quality drama, Conrad. You should audition.
Thank you, no. I despise the serials. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
Hang on, medical rights?
Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings.
Just give Silas an IOU.
Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much
I'll let you know if I
obliged.
think of anything. Conrad, receptionist shot himself. This is bad. Company's going to have to call it what it is. A destruction of Spacer Choice property, because people are property. Eugene was an asset and somebody has to pay for his body. Pay his body price. This is going to ruin us. So I was thinking we pawn off his teeth. Eugene had a full set of gold teeth. The heirlooms passed down his family or something. You're processing his body, right? Just dig around, pry him out. We sell the teeth somewhere nice and quiet. Use the bits to pay his body price and nobody's the wiser. What do you think? Don't write back. In fact, don't talk to me at all. Just give me a special signal next time you see me. Waggle your eyebrows. Nice. I got medium armor now.
What can I do for you?
You sound like you've had some training. I know a thing or two about medicine.
Am I in the company of a fellow doctor?
Only if we use the doctor term loosely.
I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon, and if you must know, I can stitch a severed thumb with a 58% chance of avoiding gangrene.
I know about Eugene. Why not use his teeth as collateral?
You know about Eugene? How?
I'm a mind reader. None of your business.
You probably heard it from one of our local gossip mongers. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave.
I'm sure he won't miss them.
That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
I don't care. I'm just here to collect your dues.
Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
So bits are money. Oh, my legs. Ow.
Something got you down?
Nothing. Just don't want to fall sick.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
You had him.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been helpful. Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
heard you muttering to yourself.
Didn't nobody ever tell you to never impress yourself between a man and his muttering? Which is, by the way, a normal and healthy mode of expression.
I'm here to collect your dues.
Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
He told me everything. How long do you think you keep a secret like that?
Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching, and soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
I'm sure that's very all tragic and heartbreaking. Pay me so I can get out of here.
I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
Yeah, pretty much. A lot like Oblivion. You can't afford me.
I'll scratch something together for you. Sell off some of my sundry at Moreau's if I have to. Just hear me out. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Not so fast. I've got some questions.
I'll do what I can.
Why can't you just buy the medicine yourself?
I tried medicating myself with Adrenatime. Didn't do much for me, as far as I can tell. Anyway, I can't just buy medicine. Distribution of medicine is strictly prohibited to any workers beneath the acceptable margin of health. Company policy.
In other words, the company won't treat you because you're already sick.
More like the company won't treat me because I'm not healthy enough.
I assume there are guards.
You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. Marauders, on the other hand.
What can you tell me about the
I have it on
Marauders?
good authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. I advise stepping softly.
I've heard enough.
So you'll do it?
I'll do it.
You
This guy's
oblige
gonna
me with
pay
your
me.
haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it. Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over.
You have anything to rob? Not really. This guy's fucking broke. I stole $3 from him.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
The fuck?
Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead.
He's got symptoms of something. You're saying it's psychosomatic?
All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic. I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do.
That's not shady at all. Let me worry about that.
Alright, here's a summary. A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you.
Abernathy's paying me for my trouble. Can you match his offer?
I'm paid better than Abernathy. Whatever he's giving you, I will do you one better.
I'll think about it.
Never seen you here before. You a visitor? Welcome. On behalf of the Spacer's Choice family, let me welcome you to where am I again?
I've been asking myself that same question.
Oh, I ask myself questions all the time. For example, why do we spend money on these fancy latrines when we have a perfectly good wall outside?
Shouldn't you be working?
I am in no condition to do any work. Not so long as my injuries trouble me.
You were injured?
Yep. Got my mitt stuck in a rotor wheel. Shredded my wrist up real good. Conrad went and sewed up my hand, but I couldn't do much about the pain. Boss was real generous to me, though. Got myself a 5% discount on Zero G Brew. After the second bottle, the only pain I feel is emotional.
Sound like you need a surgeon.
Hey, Conrad's a surgeon. Well, he's a barber. That's like surgery, but for your hair.
I'll leave you alone, buddy.
You read the latest report?
Only the part that said we ain't making our quotas.
If only McDevitt's folk hadn't abandoned us. Cannery could use those extra hands.
Nothing we can do about that.
I don't know you.
I'm Ryan
Amelia
Chadworthy.
Kim, Spacer's Choice Beverage Dispenser. I don't know what you're about, but this here's a Spacer's Choice drinking establishment. We're all loyal, hardworking company folk
Everyone
here.
looks dead behind the eyes. What a fine establishment this is.
You really think so? That's kind of you. I've been trying to keep the floors clean. You got no idea how long it takes to scrub the tiles. Guess I misreckoned you. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to be curt. We just got some problems lately. I can get you a drink if you'd like. Gotta ask you to enjoy your beverage within the premises, though. Can't risk you bringing a drink over to those deserters. You understand.
What's this about deserters?
Traitors. The lot of them. Bunch of folks decided they were tired of working and went out into the wilds to fend for their own selves. Town's already struggling to make quotas, even without that band of slackwits abandoning their posts. Bunch of lazy, shiftless rung leeches. Anyway, enough about them. What can I do for you?
Just felt
Go
like
ahead.
chatting. So what's your story?
I don't see how that's any of your business.
I'm not trying to judge you, I'm just curious.
You're the first to ask after me in some time. I'll give you that. But I don't have a story to share. My family's worked Spacer's Choice for 2 generations, and I've lived in Edgewater just about all my life. Wanted to work in the sciences once upon a time. Would you believe it? That was a wild fancy. Glad I disabused myself.
So you had a dream being a scientist? What happened?
What happened, you ask? What always happens when you're dreaming. I woke up. I just didn't have the brains for it. Asked too many questions. Wasn't suited to the work. So I did the right thing and worked the life I was always meant to live. Now that I'm behind a bar, I can ask all the questions I want. Important ones. Like, when are you gonna pay your tab? And would you like another round of cold, refreshing Zero G?
Asking questions is the foundation of science. The best scientists
Don't
ask
talk
too
to
many.
me that way, please. Spent many years disabusing myself of that notion. Don't need you putting it back in my head. Lab work ain't for me. Never was. Never will be. Spacer's Choice
So
put me where I
everyone is
belong,
like
and for
wildly
that, I am
indoctrinated.
grateful. Not so fast. So... That right? Prove it.
I'm an alien spirit of pure aether inhabiting a human body to learn about your kind.
Oof. You knocked your head in the cannery, didn't you? Injuries come out of everyone's pay. Says so right there in your contract. So, you want to tell me what your story really is?
Crazy scientists stranded me on this planet with no way out other than a broken down ship.
Sounds as if you've been keeping questionable company. Or spinning a tale? You're right. I don't believe you. I'd advise you to keep that story unsaid. Don't want people thinking you're a loon.
Alright, let's go, check the rest of this place. I don't think there's anything else in here. Fuck. My hacking is so low. I need to get my hacking up pretty badly. Fuck you, Esther. Alright, let's go. Let's go bother Phyllis Granger for her money. So this is the cannery. This is essentially what this entire town is built around. Strictly adheres to Spacer's Choice standards of health and safety. Notice: schedule your sick leave with your Spacer's Choice foreman and/or supervisor. Be considerate towards other members of the Spacer's Choice family. Allow 2 to 4 weeks to process and approve your scheduled sick time. Lost hours must be compensated to the company. See Reed if you're having trouble paying for your sick leave. We'll try to arrange wage deductions instead. Remember, work invigorates the spirit. Sickness in the body reflects sickness in the mind and sickness in the character. If you find yourself falling ill, it may be time to schedule a meeting with your local vicar.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
Yeah, it's a bit like CDF.
Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment.
These papers aren't signed in your name.
Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill.
You have to pay for your neighbor's gravesite fees?
If you're not familiar with board law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me.
This is funny as fuck.
Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker.
You said the guy shot himself?
Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
Must be tough losing family. This part's funny.
Eugene wasn't family.
I thought you said he was your closest living relative.
Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
Vandalism, huh? Did you have to clean the bits of him off the wall or something?
First of all, that's a horrible thing to say. Secondly, yes, we did. When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice.
This Eugene guy sounds like he's more trouble. Would've, you did. More trouble than he's worth.
All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
I'll let you back to work. I need a fucking rifle. Like, that's so important here. Lost and found. Found one left hand severed at the wrist, some bone damage. People, this is our second unscheduled amputation in as many months. Please exercise caution and safety around machinery. Maintenance fees will be deducted from your pay. Where's the hand at? I want to see it. Just looking right at me. Under the Biased Labor Standards Act, wage determined by merit of your work, overtime may result in higher pay if the quality of said work is considered exemplary. Your employer has the right to dock your pay should you damage any facilities or equipment. It's your responsibility, not your employer's, to avoid workplace hazards. Loose lips, pink slips. Ow. Help yourself to a refreshing tin of Spacer's Chaw while you wait. The Emerald Vale region is powered by Spacer's Choice geothermal facility. Spacer's Choice is proud to bring the colonists of Halcyon moderately innovative technology at a reasonable price. The best you can afford. In compliance with Spacer's Choice engineering and development policies, shutdown protocols have been all disabled and all transformers. This is to prevent illegal tampering, upgrading, or theft. So I can't just steal it. It burned me. Alright, we gotta go to Ludwig, I believe.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Constable, so cops.
A friend of mine died a couple weeks ago. Still ain't past it.
Nothing I can do.
Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand in frontier justice.
Leading
the office is
brand
writing
in
up promotion.
justice.
Purchase 3 criminal investigations and the 4th one's free.
I'm looking for work.
Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders. Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just 1 per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller. As long as your questions fall within the acceptable margins of curiosity.
So who do you work for, Spacer's Choice or Edgewater?
If this is a setup to a joke, you should know I've never found anything amusing in my life. I don't serve Edgewater. Edgewater and the entire region of Emerald Vale serve Spacer's Choice.
Who does Spacer's Choice answer to?
Spacer's Choice is a wholly owned subsidiary of Universal Defense Logistics, which occupies a seat on the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, also known as the Board. I must admit it bothers me that you don't already know this.
So you're basically a bureaucrat.
Flattery won't get you anywhere with me. The bureaucracy is a noble profession, but not all of us are gifted enough to serve in it.
There was one other
thing.
Nope, that's it, bitch. Bounty records. Gil Antrim, former Spacer's Choice associate mechanic, terminated from his position. The Spacer's Choice Department of Retirement, Termination, and Restitution has filed a writ of execution for Gil, effective immediately. Some of you may remember Gil from his days in the cannery. Please be advised that Spacer's Choice no longer recognizes him as a member of its valued family. Spacer's Choice advises its workers in good standing to remain in good standing by disabusing themselves for any sympathy, allegiance, or memory towards him. Former Spacer's Choice physician abandoned her duties and disappeared from Edgewater. Spacer's Choice Department of Retirement and Termination and Restitution has filed her for Doc. Doc Mabel is wanted for 3 counts of larceny, 2 for each parcel of stolen adrenotime, and 1 for depriving the outpost of its official physician. Former Vicar, acting on behalf of the Order of Scientific Inquiry, stationed to the Edgewater Vicarage, suffered psychological breakdown upon showing symptoms of plague, at large and dangerous. Basically, they denounced all of her sermons. It's fucked.
Been eating nothing but salt tuna for a year.
It's got like Minecraft music. It's very chill. These are tickets written on trying to fix up like robots and shit. Turn on engine. Try it again. Try it again. Kick the loader. Curse injured toes. I have to enter a minimum of 8 steps. Try it again. It makes a rattling noise. Dan Clean say just got you back on your feet 2 weeks ago. Not that you got feet, but you know what I mean. Sounds like his stators off axis again. Will clean out and resist. Clancy's guts got caught and all pulled out. Likely on account of somebody trying to restart him over and over again. Need to rewind the coiling to report. K, stator's working, but there's still something off. Have to wait. It's quiet and spin him up. Priority issue. Failure of main cannery production line. It's a pretty big deal. Start production line according to the schedule. Observe processing of cans. Follow first batch to heat processing stage. 1 or more loud popping noise. Smoke, smell of burned salt tuna. Overheat klaxon on monitor. 6, flames jet from exhaust ports. Automatic shutdown. Likely as not, Bess got indigestion from being made to eat something she ain't made to. Again, heading over now. This issue has been open for 0 days. Damned mechanicals. Look northwise. I said look northwise. Blasted useless translator. Near scrap pile. Could be northeast of town, I guess. Observing mechanical clanking. About all menacing like. See it. It's right there. No notes. This is a workbench. You can use it to like upgrade shit or to repair stuff, essentially. So like I can add this and it increases the damage armor. So I don't take as much damage now. Which definitely helps. I'm playing on hard and getting my dick kicked in whenever I leave. Yeah, the next points I have to put in have to be in hacking. Hacking, I forgot how fucking valuable it is because you get so much money and so much ammo. I don't think I can get in here because I don't. Yeah, hacking. Oh my god. That actually scared the fuck out of me. I didn't think these things attacked. Vending machines. Light machine gun, sawed-off shotgun. I don't want a light machine gun though. I would like a rifle. Oh, I can hack this. Nice. Unlock second story balcony. Nice. Tobson was the mechanic. Just want to check up on the new Saltuna Light project. I've been brainstorming some new taglines for the product line. I think some of them will really catch our customers' attention. Dear Lawrence, I appreciate your hard work on behalf of our beloved brand of Saltuna. I just received a response from corporate. They're not interested in your idea of a light version of the Saltuna brand because we'd rather not compete with ourselves. But they are interested in the idea of lighter Saltuna, effective immediately. We've been instructed to use heavier weighted cans. One sec. This is exactly the kind of breakthrough our cannery needs. In fact, our logistics department has confirmed my request to have you transfer from the marketing division to the cannery. Can you imagine, Lawrence? You'll be rubbing elbows with your fellow workers on the canning line, filling each slightly heavier can with slightly less Saltuna. Hour after hour, day after day, this is great and tremendous honor for you and me. Effective immediately, your position in our marketing division has been terminated. That's fucked up. So that's why he killed himself right there. Ideas for Saltuna Light. Melts on your fork, not in your mouth. Less fat with some Saltuna flavor. It's brine time now with your satisfying crunch of cartilage. You can't spell Saltuna without salt. No, also, you can't spell Saltuna without aunts. Potential to market towards families. Leading scientists say it's still food. Saltuna will thank you. May cause auditory hallucinations. baby. Oh fuck, almost missed my jump. I forgot how like light of a fall you can take a shit ton of damage in this game. All the food I can take. Another pistol.
Searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Unable to comply. Damage to navigation systems detected. Attempting to return to designated repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Navigation systems have determined this location as Spacer's Choice. Attempting to misdirect or confuse a Spacer's Choice mechanical is a punishable offense. Please report yourself to your supervisor.
I don't have time for this guy. Gotta go find Ludwig. I'm almost done collecting money from people. Oh boy.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
Silas sent me, you owe him money.
I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
You seem confused.
I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
Yeah, gotta watch out for those mechanicals.
That's right. That's what I've been saying. We gotta square our shoulders and stand ever vigilant. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing shoulder to shoulder with the resistance?
Your resistance needs another gun. I am for
I've been
hire.
gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans mostly, some Spacer's chaw. Few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid.
Proper armies pay enlistment fees.
Enlistment
Thanks,
fees?
babe.
Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the Resistance a bad name.
He gave me a bunch of money.
They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town.
Yeah, I heard that
The scout
too.
must not
Ash.
be permitted to return to its base of operations.
Oh, he wants me to go
Cross it
kill that
off.
robot. If I'm going after this mechanical scout, I could use some pointers.
Mechanical's got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing.
Got a question for you.
Go on.
What do you have against mechanicals?
You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Just looking at you, scanning you with its murderous oculars.
Pretty sure that's what they're programmed to do.
Mechanicals have been programmed to eliminate the human race. They've been programmed to replace us. First, they will rob us of our jobs. And once they have taken away our livelihoods, they will take away our very lives.
They took our gerbs. I'm gonna rob you, you crazy fucking. Should I take his baseball stick? Okay. I hate not being able to hack stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot there's definitely something I can take over here. Nope, I can't get in, really?
You're some sort of freelancer?
Let's go over here. Let's go kill that guy's robot so he stops fucking bugging. Normally, so the last time I played this, I saved this robot. So I'm wondering what will happen now that I'm not saving it. I'm gonna use the stick.
Searching.
Oh god. Die, robot. I got skill points, alright. Where's hack? Oh, my hack is pretty high, actually. That's pretty crazy. Right, let's that at 20, because it's so close. Oh, lockpick. That's what needs higher. Yep, that's fine. There he is. You think he's gonna be proud of me that I killed the robot?
Bring us honor, soldier. You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its optic cables out its head case? Actually, don't tell me. Rather use my imagination. You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one, and the enemy is legion. What you need is an equalizer, a weapon to strike fear in their cold mechanical hearts. Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the toilets. That's where I've kept it hidden all these years. Sharp, ain't it? The lavatory is the very last place a mechanical has need to enter.
I mean, he definitely gets off on something.
On the double, soldier.
Because he just told me to go check out the bathroom.
Wonder if the plague's ever gonna pass.
Forgot I can fast travel now. Turn around, bitch.
Bring us honor, soldier. Feast your eyes, soldier. This here is a genuine Spacer's Choice injury customizing unit. designed to deliver a lethal blast of electrical discharge.
Hand of the law.
I call it the Hand of the Law. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand volts in its guts. With compliments from old Ludwig.
Ludwig. How do I use this injury customizing unit?
There's a workbench right through this door. Attach that unit to your favorite weapon and go forth into glorious battle. Time's come for you to journey down into the black heart of the enemy's camp. I'm talking about the old geothermal plant. Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. You'll need to get a passcode from the boss, Reed Thompson.
What do you expect I'll find
I
there?
need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Well, not exactly a brain. Anatomically speaking, what we're looking for is a logic module.
How am I supposed to get you one of these?
There's the rub. If a mechanical breaks down, the logic module fries. So you can't rip one out of its corpse. You're going to have to find an intact model somehow.
Seems simple enough, my guy.
If you die horribly, I will pour out a can of zero-G to your memory.
Alright. I'm actually going to keep it. Strictly because I want to use it on... Strictly because I want to use it on like an actual weapon I want to use, because the pistol's fucking dog shit. I want to use it on like one of the assault rifles or something. The weapons in this game are pretty disappointing, just because they almost all look the same. I'm returning with I got this guy the gravesite dues.
Grave digging's a fine profession. Always work to be had, and nary a word of complaint out of your
This
clients.
guy fucks the bodies.
You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to.
I went out of my way for you.
And I'll buy you a drink sometime.
I was hoping for something more tangible.
Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another.
Abernathy was trying to hide his
Abernathy was
illness.
Sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy.
He was convinced you knew.
What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see?
Alright, there we go. Yeah, I gotta go talk to the guy who runs this fucking place. The cannery is like also their like government building, which is funny as fuck to me.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just seems we've got a guest.
Fuck this.
Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
You must be the town boss.
I'm Reed Thompson, outpost administrator.
Fuck this guy.
I cannot help but notice you
He's
are
the
not
reason
in
that one guy
uniform.
killed himself. I don't work for Spacer's Choice.
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
I don't plan on staying.
I understand. Your business is your own. Nonetheless, you are welcome in our little outpost. Outsiders are a rare sight in the Vale.
I can't just kill
If
him
you are
here.
a
I've done
freelancer,
that
then
before,
I have
and the
use
guards
for
that he
you.
has in
There
here
is
are
pay
like
to be
super
earned,
high level,
or
and they've got
supplies
like
to tide you
massive
over.
guns.
As you prefer.
What sort of help do you
The sort of work for which I cannot spare my own people. I am in the midst of a difficulty, the resolution of which requires a third party. You. There's an old botanical lab, mostly abandoned now, but still eating up power from our plant, power which our cannery sorely needs. I need you to go to the geothermal plant and reroute power from the botanical lab over to us. Simple as that.
When you say mostly abandoned, what does that mean?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people.
A bunch of people quit their jobs and went out to live over at the botanical labs.
The people living in the botanical labs. They're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
If you want me to solve your deserter problem, I charge by the head.
Good law, no, I don't want you killing anyone, least of all them. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
How I recognize Adelaide.
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
And what if Adelaide doesn't want me to come or doesn't want to come back?
That is not a hypothetical I enjoy entertaining. We need Adelaide back. Nonetheless, I will settle for the return of her followers. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
Can't make any
Of
promises.
course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know
Our
my way
body's the
around.
first
I mean, in
companion
case
you get.
Want a guide? I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Sure.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Let's get going. So, Parvati is the first companion you get. She's pretty cool. That is, in fact, Ashley Birch. That's so funny how fast you fucking picked that one up. Yeah, it's Ashley Birch.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
If I wanted to deal with nuance, I wouldn't have be this heavily armed. Let's move. That's fucked. What he said seemed pretty straightforward to me.
It all comes together seamless in his own head. And I reckon he means well, for all that. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Did you know this Adelaide that he mentioned?
Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. Alls I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place.
Why were they arguing?
Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but not the words. If Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt, if you can get out to her.
I can't believe anyone wanting to leave
Life's
this town
hard
sucks.
here, especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Where do we
The
find him?
mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing.
Alright, we'll do it.
Thanks. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Parvati is probably the best character, or the second best character in the game.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you round here too often.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all.
Vicar Max.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto
She's
at your
just
service.
like a cool
or Vicar
companion.
Max,
Like
if
she's
you're the sort who
interesting to
prefers
have in the
brevity.
party.
And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town. They who are not satisfied with their work are satisfied with nothing. No. How about, work fortifies the spirit. True exhaustion awaits idle hands.
I was actually asking what your religion's about.
The OSI teaches that the Grand Architect set a perfect system in motion at the beginning of time. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in that grand plan.
What does the OSI stand for?
The Order of Scientific Inquiry, also known as scientism to the layperson.
OSI? Scientism, not very religious sounding. You didn't make this all up?
Mock me all you want. I know my beliefs to be true.
Let's get back on track.
What?
How'd you know I'm an outsider?
I've never seen you before. And there's been no paperwork indicating a transfer. Half the time it's wrong, but a new worker without paperwork? Unheard of. Also, you lack the distinctive worker gaze. Usually either a deadening behind the eyes, or in some rare cases, a wild-eyed frenzy, like a trapped animal. Pretty universal here. Except for Ms. Holcomb, who for some reason doesn't seem to have much to say to me. Isn't that right?
It's just... there's more to it all than numbers. Sorry.
Maybe it's because you're so dismissive. Quite inappropriate for a vicar, isn't it?
Oh, nothing could be further from the truth. I'm simply bemoaning the level of spiritual awareness in this town.
Isn't that your job?
Yes, but there are few who hear me in this miserable place. I must double my efforts to elevate my flock. These are good, hard-working people here.
Hold on, did you just refer to this town as a miserable place?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty
And
awful.
thank you for pointing it out. It is wrong of me to succumb to distress. This place could be so much more. and I will continue
Once Kate gets here, I'm probably gonna turn it off because I still gotta cook, and it's fucking 9 somehow. Parvati wanted to talk to you.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Cut power to the deserters. If you could answer quickly, we're in a hurry.
I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
What do you think of Adelaide's group?
They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice?
Depends on how well a leader can provide beyond your walls.
Astute. But I am here, not in the deserter camp. So that's not a variable I can account for.
So what do you advise?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
It sounds like I've got my work cut
out.
out.
If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
I've been outside, I'm not impressed. I can handle myself better than a vicar.
The marauders I met when I ventured outside the walls might agree with you. Bastards snuck up on me while I was dutifully hunting for a banned book in a collector's library. Barely escaped with my life. But you see, one of the reasons I transferred here was to get my hands on that heretical text. If you managed to acquire it for me, I'd pay quite a handsome sum for the book.
I'll assume you want to burn it once you get your hands on it.
What? No, I don't want to burn it. I would never. I mean, I just want to... Look, I have a very simple goal here. I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
I just need to know more about this book.
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name Mbakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it.
I'll look for your book.
Thank you.
Alright, time to go get my fucking dick kicked in. God, I'm gonna actually get fucking shit on. It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice. I'm just fucking robbing people as I go by.
Not a peep for me. Here we go! Sure thing! I see it now!
That's Parvati's special ability. Is a big stun. She's gonna die. Yes, there we go. Hold on. That's what I'm fucking looking for. An assault rifle. That's a game changer. Did I get armor too? 16, nice. -5 to stealth skills though. 7 hack. I think Kate's here. There we go. Baby. I'm cutting the stream. Thank you guys for joining. Bye. Kate says bye. I love you. Give me your money. Good night, guys. I gotta cook dinner. See ya.